Okay, well, hello. And this weekend, Sunday in particular, is shaping up to be a pretty groovy time in Deborah. I have the pleasure of speaking today with Taylor Scarr, who is the current president of the St. Joseph Island Hunters and Anglers Association. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you, Heidi.
So you have a huge event happening this Sunday.
We do. It's our third outdoor and gun show that we're hosting at the Deborah Arena on Sunday. It runs from 9 till 4.
Okay.
And we're expecting lots of vendors and lots of people. We have about 75, 8 or so tables of vendors.
Okay.
And it's anything from outdoor things like hunting, fishing, furs, associations.
Wow.
And as well as there's also gun sales there for people who want to buy or sell guns. People can rent a table to sell guns, or they can come and buy them.
Fantastic. Wow. So a lot of activity. Family oriented. Are there activities for the littles or?
Very much so. There's archery events there for kids as well as adults, and there's bows there for people to shoot at targets and practice and see if it's a sport they might like to get into. Lots of youth are interested in archery these days. There's also a youth casting competition and event where there'll be instructors teach people how to cast their lines for fishing.
Oh, so cool.
And a little competition. There's also hawk throwing or axe throwing for teaching people how to do that. That's a growing sport a lot of people are interested in. That'll be outside. So there are things for kids and things for adults as well.
Okay, so now, we talked briefly before we started interviewing about your work with natural resource management. Now, does that factor into the presentations? Like, are there education pieces that are offered as well, or?
Certainly, education is a big part of what the St. Joseph Island Hunters and Anglers believe in and support because of the conservation ethic that our members have and want to promote. For example, there are some free seminars being put on by subject matter experts, an experts corner we call it. So there'll be a presentation on walleye fishing and tactics and how to do early season walleye fishing. There's a session on precision shooting and ballistics and how to be accurate with your firearms. And then there's also a presentation on wild turkey hunting tactics and methods, which is very popular right now because it is turkey season.
Yes. There's so many things that just sprung into my mind. But anyway, we'll keep it with the wild turkeys.
Well, we call it a turkey talk.
So wow, like a really well-rounded event. How long has this event, like when did it start?
So this is our third event. We started in 2018, and we originally started at the Richards Landing Legion, which is where we host our annual wild game dinner. It was natural that we would do it there. But it turned out we had such a strong response that we needed to go to a bigger venue.
Oh, wow.
So in 2019, we moved to the Deborah Arena, the Johnson Township Arena. And the township there has been a great supporter of this event and helping us host it. And then because of COVID, we didn't hold it in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
So now we're bringing it back for 2023.
Well, and I think it's interesting as well because, as I explained to you, I did grow up in that area. So you have these little pockets of community, right? But they're all kind of united in the fact that, it's a rural sort of lifestyle. So I can imagine the popularity of an event like this would only get bigger year after year.
It certainly seems to be. There's a strong community desire to have these kinds of events, to see the boats and motors and the latest things in ATVs and those kinds of things that are local vendors. So we've gone very local in trying to get people from the area to be represented there, as opposed to bringing someone, say, from Southern Ontario or something like that.
Right.
And so the vendors really like that aspect of it, and the people that come there are looking to either see the latest or get some expert advice or to actually make some purchases and see what's there. And it's part of this community that we have in the Sault and Algoma area for the people, because we're so connected to our hinterland, to the outdoors, whether it's listening to birds and the bird surveys that go on here or the hunting and fishing or the hiking that we have, the camping. It's quite a community in the Algoma area for those like-minded people.
Right, I would say so. So everything from boating to fishing to throwing, what did you call it? Hawking?
Hawk throwing. Tomahawk, or no, we call it hawk throwing.
Hawk throwing. Wow, so shaping up to be a really fantastic event. How many people does it take to coordinate this?
Well, it takes a number of people. It's all volunteers through the St. Joseph Island Hunters and Anglers. And we have, somebody organizing the speakers, we have someone organizing the tables, and someone organizing the outdoor vendors, someone organizing the marketing and promotion. We need someone to manage the parking because that's always a challenge.
Sure.
We have to have someone providing, runners for the vendors, to have someone go get their lunch at the cafeteria, and someone managing the draws because there are free draws.
Okay.
So that always it takes a pretty good group of dedicated people.
I would say so.
To pull this off.
Now, food. Any food happening on Sunday?
Two things with food. One is that the cafeteria there is open for people
Okay.
who want to make sure they can get something to eat, and also at least one of the vendors is selling baked goods.
Oh, very
There's
nice.
also a maple syrup vendor there and
Okay.
selling maple syrup as well as the candies and butter and so on that goes with that.
Okay, so truly representatives of just about every aspect and facet and business that can be found in the Algoma region, in our region. So, wow. Well, so be sure to check out the St. Joseph Island Hunter and Anglers Association's annual outdoor gun show as it comes to the Deborah Community Arena this Sunday, May 7th from 9 until 4. Admission is by donation, so everyone can attend. There will be so much fun, information, events, vendors, food, family fun for everybody. So hope to see you there.